Hello. My good friend there says hello no de kununu. So let me do it one more time. Hello. Well, welcome. Once again, the program is Talk Shop, where we tell it like it is and let the chips fall where they may. And as we always say on this show, folks, truth crashed to earth shall rise again. Today on Talk Shop, I'll be talking about basically two things, but they all involve our politics. And after that, you can give me your comments later. But we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, it is Talk Shop. And then KSM. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Angela Metal, a massage therapist at Cactus Creek. My job is simply to pamper you with the 3 R's, to relax you, to revitalize you, and to rejuvenate you. Come and let me pamper you.
055 039 5007.
We're back. Thank you very much. Welcome again to Talk Shop. For those of you who have missed a few episodes, you can check Facebook or go online and you can see all the past episodes. And once again, on Talk Shop, I give you my views. Everything you hear on Talk Shop is my opinion. And if you want to hold anybody responsible, come for me. Okay? But the KSM show, those of you who watch the KSM show, that's different. The KSM show is a platform for my guests. So when they come on the show, my guests tell me what their opinions are, and I don't interfere. When I have questions, I'll ask, but it is a platform for their opinion. On this show, I express my opinion. And folks, when we talk about opinion, we have to be very, very careful about opinion. One time I was talking to somebody, and I said, Ghana attained independence on the 6th of March. 1957. Do you know what they said? KSM, that's your opinion. It's myself, opinion, no one here, Facts are facts. Opinions is what I think. It's my idea of the whole situation and not exactly the fact, But on this show, I express my opinions. They may not be historically accurate, the way you see things, but it's my opinion. Assemble what? Today on Talk Shop, I want to comment on a few things, And by the way, please remember, I said although Talk Shop is a political platform, it is not a partisan platform, which means we may talk, but everything I say here, folks, is directed in the interest of the nation. National interest. That's what I pursue. I pursue the national interest. I don't pursue any political interest at all. Regardless of what I think, I want to make sure that everything I pursue is the national interest. So, folks, if in the course of time, become be and it's not the interest of the nation, you can't tell me, okay, Sam, this you talk there, yeah, interest of the nation, it was a party thing. And then I will check if it's true, I'll retract. If it's not true, then I'll take my course. Okay, my son, what are we talking about today? Folks, today, you know what is going to be happening very, very soon? The elections. And since I don't know the last time, since I returned from the US and came to Ghana, every election, there will be prayers night and day. Oh, we are praying for peace. We are praying for peace. You hear, I haven't heard of women's aglow in a long time. I won't be surprised if they show up to pray for peace for the election. Christian Council, this is just, I want to throw this in, Do you know in Ukwahimfia, in the palace, traditional palace, when Nana is speaking, the Ochami will say, come here, which means everybody must keep quiet. Nana kasa, come, quietness, come here. That's what they say in the palace, you know. It seems to me, since they account for the whole of Ghana, come here. It will be a come, you know. Chiefs are him for a come. A software, a kukudam, come. The Ghana Bar Association, oh my God, come. The Journalists Association, for the most part, I'm saying for the most part because some are not, but for the most part, will be a come. It is to say, come here. And that's what we are going with, you know, come here. But at least, you know, regardless of the come here, there are certain things that we should put out publicly. And I hope that when I put these things out, the come here will cease. Whatever I'm saying today, I would love it that the Ghana Bar Association will come out and say, oh, we endorse what KSM said, Eyampa. It is in the national interest. I will be happy if the Christian Council will say, oh, what KSM said, I endorse it. It is in the national interest. Or all those who are my come, for one, speak up and say, oh, Charlie, this thing that KSM shared on the show is in the national interest. Folks, what am I talking about? I'm talking about we're going to have an election, and all we are looking for is to have a peaceful election. Ghana was the first country south of the Sahara to gain independence. Ghana is the gateway to Africa. Ghana is this, and do you know Nuja? It means we can talk. Okay? Yes, and we do talk. But for once, this election, all the Nuja should come from the fact that we had our election, and as expected in all of Africa, it was peaceful. That's all we want to. My dear Nanado, Your Excellency, if you're listening to me, I am saying that one of the greatest legacies you can leave is to leave a legacy, say, in your time, when we had the election, it was peaceful. And when I'm sure, it was peaceful. And so, please, for once, come and back me, and let's all call for peace for the next election. Why am I talking so much? The election is months away. It's months away. But why am I saying these things? You know, it's because the signals that are coming back and forth, if you have your antennas up, you can tell, say, peaceful. Say, so I'm saying, say, so that we can maintain a record of the peaceful elections and maintain that record, because any peaceful. You see, folks, let me say this. You know, there's something called rigging. And rigging simply means that doing whatever it takes illegally to make sure that you can manipulate the election results. And not even rigging, no. And one thing that we should all be aware of is that rigging does not take place on the day of election. If you want to rig the election, don't wait until the day that people are voting to rig it. No. Rigging takes place long before the election. You know, when you see certain things that do not go well with what we are looking for in the electoral system, it can be called rigging. And yet only on the day of election, even before the election. If you're not comfortable with certain things, voice it out, so that the Electoral Commission can realize that people are on this page and on that page, and all we are all looking for is a peaceful, free, and fair election. Why am I talking so much about this? I know that we have had a record of democracy in Ghana, in Africa, and I want us to continue with that democracy. But when you hear some of the wranglings going on, it makes you a little bit, Charlie, maybe this time we'll miss it. But I don't want us to miss it. That's all I'm saying. No. Is because I want the election to be peaceful. Okay? Now listen to this. I'm going to show you a clip of what one person has said. And in fairness, it's only one person, but I want you to say what that can lead to. Take a look at this clip. You see, this is a very respected, active member of the MPP. And if he can mount a political platform and make statements like this, I think they are reckless. You know, statements to the effect that we will not hand over power. Let's listen to this as a national cause, not a partisan cause. We will not hand over power. Imagine that JJ has said that in his time. That whatever happens, him, JJ, or any president, he will not hand over power. Do you know what that would have meant? Or forget about JJ. Let's say Kufuor has said that. Going into the election, Kufuor says, I'll make sure that so-and-so does not come to power. We'll make sure that they don't come to power. Do you know what that would have meant? Think about it all. Or maybe when Mahama was in power, he too made a statement like that. They were going for the election, but blah, 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 blah. I will not hand over power. What would that have meant? Simply disaster. Folks, disaster. So this thing is something we must take very, very seriously. Let all party members, whether you're MPP, NDC, whatever party you belong to, never mount a platform to talk about we won't hand over power. Because in effect, what you are saying is that we will create chaos. And so be it. Let Ghana bend if it has to, but we won't hand over power. It is wrong. You know, there's something we say in Chi. I say, don't worry, and I know that, folks, once you get onto the political platform, once the audience or the crowd is there cheering you, it is very, very easy to be filled with the spirit of it, say, and then you say it, free, yeah, hand over power, da. And the crowd will cheer and they will applaud. But trust me, so I guess all I'm trying to say today is this. As we go closer and closer to the election, let's watch the utterances that we bring out. Because that is what is going to decide our fate in the next election. Oh, Ghana, they were a peaceful country. Ghana is a peaceful country. Ghana is a peaceful country. I know. I'm a peaceful man. You're a peaceful person. And we know that Ghana is a peaceful country. But trust me, everything has limits. And Ghana being a peaceful country, the only thing that can continue the peace in this country is that everybody across the board is convinced that we have had a very free and a very, very fair election. If not, there'll be chaos. So we are all in Africa. We have seen the chaos that has taken place in certain African countries. We have seen how many people have died. We see on TV how many people are streaming, refugees, trying to get into other countries. These are very, very disturbing pictures. Let you and I not assume that this is something that will never happen to Ghana. We say that a lot too. Ghana de nyame shrine. Ghana de nyame shrine. Please, let's not push what we believe to be nyame shra to limits where people will start questioning. No. This was not right. I'm saying all of this, folks. I'm saying all of this to suggest that the upcoming election should be very, very, very free and very, very fair. And all of us as a nation, will realize, EC why Juma. The thing was free, the thing was fair. End of discussion. You know, but certain things, I told you folks in the beginning that rigging does not happen on the day of election. If you are waiting that elections now rigging, you have waited too long. Rigging begins way before the election. Okay? And rigging can come from anyone. It can come from the government. Even the opposition can have certain strongholds that they control, so that even in their strongholds, rigging can take place. So when I say rigging, I don't want the people in the government to assume, say, I'm only talking about government. I'm just talking about something that is free and fair. Whether you're government or whether you're opposition, we want a free and fair system. That's what I'm saying. And please, to the Electoral Commissioner, some people have accused me in private mail to me, say, KSM, Ukasa Budin. It's like KSM, when you're talking names, why do you talk generally? People tell me, KSM, be a man to name names. You know, let me tell you why I don't name any names. I like to name the office. When I talk to the office of the chairman of the Electoral Commission. I don't talk to the Electoral Commissioner. So that what I'm saying now, if J. Mensah is not there, the next person comes, it won't be applicable. No, it will still be applicable. Whoever is on the seat of the Electoral Commission, whoever is the seat as the Electoral Commissioner, is the one I'm talking to, the office. So to the office of the Electoral Commission, please, everything is in your hands. Everything depends on you. Trust me. You are holding now the future of Ghana is in your hands. And yes, small assignment in there, no. The whole future of Ghana is in your hands. I'm talking about the chairman of the Electoral Commission, not to any one individual, but that seat that is responsible for this duty. So please, I'm saying, no, there are too many little things of late. There could be nothing at all. There could just be things not to worry about, or there could be major things to be worried about majorly. I don't know. But as Electoral Commission, please, whatever it is, no matter how petty it sounds, clear it. Because you don't want to leave the people thinking that there is some irregularities going on. For example, say some BVD machines are missing. Wow. Missing from the office of the Electoral Commission? The Electoral Commission didn't have any CCTV cameras to monitor all these BVD machines? And they are actually missing? I don't know. But folks, this is what I'm talking about. Is it a fact that these machines are missing? If it is, then people have the right to question, hey, if these are missing, then is that not something irregular? How does that eventually affect the outcome of the election? Because when we talk about rigging, that's what we mean. Oh. We talk about little things that happen either through voter suppression, either through changing of numbers, either through all kinds of things that you can do that will favor one party and not the other. Okay? This is what we call rigging. Let me say, rigging doesn't take place on the day of the election. Rigging takes place way before the election. So if way before the election, people are saying that the two BVD machines are missing, why? What do they contain? And folks, this is the question. How will that affect or not affect the outcome of the election? And when you these two machines or whatever machines that are missing, how will they affect or not affect the outcome of the election? So this is what we want to hear. that the Electoral Commission comes out and says, oh, these machines are missing crisis, it won't have any effect. Or the danger is that this and this and this is what will affect. So because of that, this is what we are doing in place. Is it rocket science? All I'm saying is that we as a people getting to the election require some excellent communication from the office of the EC. Explain things. Be on the same page with us. And explain. Say the machines that are missing, this is what we are doing to recover them, or this and this is what can do to affect the election. But let's not dismiss it. We can't be dismissive. Unless it is so nothing that we can dismiss it, then tell us, because of this and these reasons, we cry to have any effect, we can dismiss it. Then we know. So folks, all I'm talking about is that we're getting towards the election. And I know what is going to happen very, very soon. I told you, is it called Ghana Aglo or Aglo for Jesus, whatever, they'll be praying for peaceful election. The churches, they'll be praying for peaceful election. The Christian Council, the Muslim Council, the Peace Council, the whatever council, all of us will pray, oh God, give us a peaceful election. Oh Lord, we want a peaceful election. Fine! Go ahead and pray. But I'm saying it is not enough. Have we done what it takes to get a peaceful election? What is the result of this BVD thing that supposedly is missing? How is that being fixed? What is the guarantee that nobody is going to be in the position to rig this election, either nationally or the district level or something? You know, because folks, check this out. The interview, the clip I just showed of my dear friend Brian Champon was talking about how they would never hand over to the NDC. That's a recipe for disaster. I beg you, Mr. Brian Champon, if you want the MPP to win, great. If you think that the MPP will trash the NDC, great. I have no problems with it. Let that happen by people voting freely and fairly. But trust me, once you get on the platform and make a statement that we will make sure that we don't hand over power to anybody, you have created the biggest miscommunication ever in the history of elections. So one time I talked about communication, I talked about what the intent is and what the impact will be. The desired intent will be to just galvanize your followers to follow you and vote. But the impact of that statement will be that whatever it takes to make sure you stay in power, you will do, which, rightly or wrongly, may include rigging. So if that is not your position, then don't put information out that will let people even assume that. Communication is an easy. That's why you can go and check my program I did on YouTube on communication. I talked about the intent of the message, and I talked about the impact of the message. And basically what I was saying is that if the intention of the message is to do this, A, B, C, D, make sure that that is what you're saying. But don't say A, B, C, D with this intent, but the impact will be E, F, D, H. And when I make home, intent and impact to synchronize. So, Charlie, I don't want to talk too much. You know why? The first reason I don't want to talk too much is that every 4 years before an election, we go through this election, rowdy, say. We always have doubts before the election. Every 4 years, we go through this. But then what? The elections will come and it will be smooth, and we realize that people have accomplished what they want to accomplish peacefully. So this year, I'm saying this, that the pronouncements that politicians may make is very, very, very crucial. don't make any pronouncement that will mean that you are so bent on holding on to power that if you have to rig the election, you will rig it. No. Or don't create the impression that we also mean so much that we are going to take power. That whatever influence that we can also apply to rig the election, we will. Both ends are bad. So let me end this way, folks. People write to me at the time, if you say something and I'm quoting you, then I'll mention your name. Like I used the footage for Brian Champon because that is in the public domain. This is what we said and the whole Ghana heard it. So I can use it. But in terms of maybe the Electoral Commission and other things, I'm mentioning the things that we expect from the office. I don't mention any name. So if I mention that it is Jimenez and Jimenez has no longer there, it means the next person, they are not included in what I'm talking about? No! That's why I talk about the office. And I'm telling you that the signals are not that clean. And thanks to God or heaven or the universe, we still have ways to go before we get to the election. So this time and that time, let's use this time to mend all the critical loopholes that we are seeing now. So that by the time we get to the election, everybody is satisfied that everything that needs to be done has been done, and we can be assured that the results of the election is something that we can't contest. The worst thing any country, and I'm talking now not only about any country, but a country like Ghana, after we have made so much more about how we are the beacon of democracy, how we are spearheading the whole democratic movement in Africa, the worst thing is for this country to come up short of that, and then we end up in disarray. And to me, this is all I want to talk about in this episode of Talk Shop. Please, let us make sure that we have amended all things. Let us make sure that between now and December, when we have the elections, nobody will have the right to question whether what the EC is doing or whether whoever is doing is right, and that will that affect one party and not the other. That's all I have to say today. So until I come back next week, when I give you more of my views, today all I'm saying is that actually the little signs you're seeing gives the impression rigging may occur. So please, let's kill that even before we get to the election. So until I come back next week, when we tell you more of Talk Shop, where truth crashed to earth will rise again, and where we tell it like it is and let chips fall where they may. Have a good time. We'll be back.